we have the recording on now. Welcome. Welcome to the science of heart congruence. I'm Doris Mounsey. I'm an intuitive intelligence trainer and teacher. So that means I train people to connect to their intuitive intelligence. And also, I have the license to teach the initiate program for the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence here in Melbourne. I'm also a Drew yoga teacher and have a postgrad diploma in chakras and koshas, meaning I have studied the subtle energy field of the body. And the first profession in this industry, I'm also a kinesiologist, working for over 12 years, professionally registered here in Melbourne. And if you detect a slight accent in my voice, I'm originally from Munich in Germany. So we have lots of people from Europe registered for this seminar, for this webinar, and that's where the accent is, in case you're wondering. Let's go on the journey. So what I'm covering today is experience heart congruence. The practice, we go first through it, and then I take you through the analysis of the different states. And we will cover the brainwave states, and how it feels in the nervous system, and the feeling state we create in heart congruence. And for your information, you will get all the slides, access to that, and the recording afterwards. I will take you now to a heart congruence practice. It is a 3-minute practice which gets us into the best learning mode. So let's begin. Please find a comfortable seat. Connect to your legs to the earth, feeling the earth underneath your soul, feeling your sit bones in your chair. And then with your breath, bring your awareness to the base of your spine. And from there, gently lift your spine, your lower back, middle back, into your natural curve, creating a beautiful flow of energy, opening the channel here, coming to the neck, tucking the chin slightly in so that we can lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, creating this beautiful alignment in the body. And from here, we focus now on our breath. For 3 big breaths, we breathe in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. If you can hold your breath, hold for a moment, and then let it go out with an audible sigh. And when you are in an environment where you can make the audible noise, make it, let it go. Second breath coming in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. Hold. And then let it go. Last big breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. Hold and let it go. Now connect to your own breath rhythm, still taking the breath down into the belly, finding your rhythm and gently slowing your breath down. Now we take our hand, the palm of our hand, or 2 fingers. to the chest, to the area over our physical heart, signaling the body that we go deeper. Bringing your awareness into the space between your hand and your heart. Now, we choose one of these words: gratitude, appreciation, compassion, freedom, joy, or divine love, and bring this word into our heart. And there we create the feeling state, connecting to the feeling, to the word gratitude, and then how it feels in the heart space. And we focus, bring our inner focus to that feeling state. And when we have this feeling state, imagine you have like a volume dial, dialing up this volume, making the feeling bigger, letting it expand, filling your whole heart space. And then your body, your upper body, your hip area, your legs, your head, your whole physical body filled by the feeling state of gratitude. Now we stay in this state, focusing on the feeling state for a minute in silence. Now I invite you to deepen your breath. Invite your senses back, connecting, feeling your sit bones on the chair, connecting to the noises, to the sounds around you, dropping your hand to your lap. And when you are ready, open your eyes. And that beautiful experience is called Heart-Congruence. And the Heart-Congruence is part of different heart practices, and it comes, the Heart Math Institute uses it. They call it heart coherence. It's used in the programs of Greg Braden and Dr. Joe Dispenza. And here with heart congruence, we have the physical touch of the body. And I would like to quote here this ancient Sioux saying: the longest journey you ever undertake is the one from your head to your heart. And it's about finding the silence in our heart. In our world, where everything is so instant, it's a challenge to find the stillness in the heart so that we can hear our inner wisdom and connect to our inner knowing. And this Heart-Congruence practice can get us back. After this practice, I always feel connected to my heart. And I love being in this state. And this state also gets us to the best learning. We have all our intelligences switched on, allowing us to do our best possible work. And now we go into the science of it, why it works so well, and how we can calm our brain so that we can get access to that stillness, to that sacred place. And here I would like to introduce you to the brainwave states. So our brain has different frequencies. It is like a radio, being also a sender and receiver. And our brain creates different waves for different states and stations. So the first one on top we see here is called our beta brainwave state. And that is our state when we function normally, do all our things, do our work. This is the state. And if that state is balanced, we have our full mental intelligence switched on, and we have access to our emotional intelligence. And then underneath that is the alpha brainwave state. And that is a state of being really relaxed. This is when we feel calmness, and it's often associated with a light state of meditation. And here we are connected to our heart space and our heart intelligence. The next brainwave state here is called theta brainwave state. And that is when we are in deeper relaxation. We have this also switched on when we are asleep, or when we are really in sync, in tune, in the zone of creativity, or during sports and something that is here, you are fully in the zone, and then you are also in this theta brainwave state. And the last one on the list, the delta brainwave state, occurs in deep sleep. That is when we are unconscious and the brain is regenerating itself. I also found only this diagram, which has here the high beta brainwave state together with the others. And high beta is the brainwave state when we are in stress and anxiety, when we have disconnected from our logic, and when we are in overwhelm and stress. And in the medical term, this is called an amygdala response. We respond from our limbic system, from our ancient reptilian brain. We are in survival mode. That is your fight-flight state, or your freeze state, or your rage state. That is when we are not acting with intelligence. And in that state, the body shuts down most of the blood flow to the frontal brain. So that's why when we are in this high beta brainwave state, we have no access to logical thinking. We have no access to our mental intelligence. We are just in a reactive state and making decisions from the limbic system. And to come from the high beta brainwave state out of anxiety and stress into normal beta, bring it down, where we can have access to our brain, where we can solve problems and function best in our lives. And then we go down into alpha, where we have peak performance, where we have the calmness, where we are connected to our purpose, aligned to our truth. And then we have also theta, our meditative state, where we connect to our intuitive intelligence, where we have every intelligence switched on. Now, step 1, on our way down from the head to the heart, to come from a high beta brainwave state to the normal beta, from an anxiety stress response to a clear functioning brain. We are back, we're holding ourselves back into the now, into this state, into this moment. And then we have full access to our mental and emotional intelligence. So that is the first step. And let's see how that happens. That is by balancing our nervous system. So the first step of heart congruence is connecting to our breath. I invite you here to breathe with me. Feel your breath again. This is also called deep yogic breath, belly breath, or tummy breathing. So we breathe in through the nose and bring the breath down into the tummy. And if you have any experience with breathing exercises, yoga, pranayama, and if you can hold your breath for a moment, if that is also medically possible, then we hold and then we release with a sigh. And this breath we can use in every situation during the day. When we're stuck in traffic, we breathe in and let it out. And then we are able to connect to our own breath rhythm and keep this deep tummy breath going. This tummy breath activates our vagus nerve and lets the whole body know it is safe now. And we balance our nervous system. We are back. We are back, and we allow a balanced nervous system is in a parasympathetic mode and allows blood flow back to our frontal planes. So we can make these logic decisions. Coming to the next step, the second step is going from beta brainwave state to alpha. And this is when we go from busy thinking into inner calmness, connecting with our physical heart space. So that is our journey inwards, introducing the body to calmness. That is the part in the Heart-Congruence practice when we touch our physical heart space. We can do it with 2 fingers. We can do it with the palm of the hand, signaling the body it is safe to go inwards. At that point, we also can close our eyes if it's safe to do so, and breathe, direct our breath into the space between the hand and the heart. Now, we enter the alpha brainwave state here, the state of light meditation. In the alpha brainwave state, our breath slows down, our focus goes inwards, even when we have the eyes open. So we can do this state also while we are driving. We become calm on the inside. In the car, we don't touch and we don't go into the heart, but we also go into that beautiful state where we have more awareness, where we can observe more. But coming back to heart congruence here, so here we help our nervous system and our body with a signal, the physical touch, to connect to the energy field of the heart. So we go in, we feel our heart space, and we feel like we are sitting in a bubble of calmness. And when we are in this alpha brainwave state, we become the observer. We become the observer of our outer senses. We almost see, observe what we hear, what we see outside. And also we become the observer of our inner senses. And with inner senses, I mean our inner knowing, our inner feeling, our inner hearing, or our inner seeing, where we can start to connect to this inner way of being. Now, step 3 is when we enter the feeling state of heart congruence. So that is when I invited you to pick one of the words. So we use only high vibrational words. Like when we are in this radio station analogy, we go higher, we go lighter, and we feel the lightness of the words: gratitude, appreciation, compassion, freedom, joy, or divine love. We use here the divine love because the human love sometimes has a little bit of stress around it. So it is the divine love feeling connecting us to our higher selves and beyond. And it is the feeling, the vibration of our word in the heart space. That is where the magic of heart congruence starts to happen. And then this feeling, we imagine like we have a volume control on it and turn it up to increase this feeling into a full body feeling state. Make it bigger, let it expand. Feel the body, and then we sit a minute or two in silence. And here are some examples why we use high vibrational words. And these are pictures of water crystals. And Japanese lecturer photographed them. So he used normal water in a glass and put a label of a word on the glass, and then he took some water out and froze it. And you see here on the left the crystal of the word thank you. And on the right side, there is the crystal of the words love and appreciation. So these words create these beautiful water crystals. And our body is over 70% water. So imagine how your body feels if you feel the word love and appreciation. With every cell in your body, the body starts to feel good. In the middle, I was looking for the word fear, but couldn't find that. And that's how the frozen water looks when we have a heavier vibrational feeling, when we go to a lower frequency. And when we want to discover this intuitive intelligence, that's what we are doing, moving away from the fear, knowing and learning how to deal with fearful thoughts, to move back to high vibrational thoughts. And I love working with these tools because they are just for me. And they are just for the person to use them themselves, giving myself power, giving myself the tools to switch when I feel, when I'm in this high beta brainwave state here, when I'm in anxiety, overwhelm. I know that I have my breath to bring me back. I can connect inwards again. And by choosing a different high vibrational word, I can go back to that feeling within 2 to 3 minutes. And here is the picture of the word gratitude. And that's why we use these words: gratitude, appreciation, compassion, joy, freedom, or divine love. So it is your choice, your intuition. You feel what word is best for you, what word you would like, what frequency you like to go to. Now, creating that feeling state. And here I quote Greg Braden: "The feeling is the prayer." And that's why we bring our word, our mental word, the language, into the heart, moving from the heart, from the head to the heart, and focusing on our chosen word, and keeping the increasing the focus, dialing up the volume of your feeling so that it feels your whole body. Every cell in your body then vibrates in that state. And when we stay in this state for 2 or 3 minutes, we override the fear, we dissolve the fear, we transmute the fear, and we come back feeling spacious and aligned. And then we go to the step 4. Oh, I talked about that. This whole body feeling state. We keep breathing slowly. We keep our normal rhythm going. And maybe if we are trained and it feels good for us, we extend the breath. And that's something really important, which I learned from True Yoga, is if it feels good to you. So the whole practice is about tailoring it so that it feels good in our body. We know, we understand the logical 5 steps, but then we can tailor it to us. And that is the empowering side of all these teachings. It is tailoring so it works for me. And here I like to use the word blissiblen. The word blissiblen comes from Vishen Lakiaki, from Mind Valley. It is creating a devotion, a practice, which creates bliss, and you love to go back to it. You are driven to use it and to keep using because it feels so good. And that is what I invite you to do here, to find what works for you, what feels good. And that's what gives me the pleasure and joy of teaching it. So it is your breath. And it's about your breath, slowing it down so that it feels calming to you. It is your breath speed. And that's where we experience the alpha brainwave state. And with practice here, we can go deeper. Quite often, deep breathe into the theta brainwave state. And that is just a dropping deeper, going into a state where we feel no space, no time, where we are in this beautiful alignment and in this sacred meditation space. And that is called theta brainwave state of deep meditation. And when we enter this state, that is when we connect to our intuitive intelligence. and to the highest level of that, when we are connected to the whole conscious field. And from the Institute, we use the word God consciousness, or Greg Braden calls it the divine matrix, or the field. So there are different words, but it is this field of oneness. And in that deep theta brainwave state, we connect to that feeling. And that is where the special magic happens. But coming back to just the heart congruence for today, and to come out of it, we start deepening our breath. We bring our senses, our outside senses back. We listen to the sounds around us, and we feel our physical body back in our seat. And then you can take a few breaths, and when you are ready, then we open the eyes again. Now, are there any questions? I invite you to unmute. And if we don't have questions at the moment,
I have a question.
Yes, yes.
So I guess my question would be, lately, I've been having trouble meditating. Can't seem to go in deeper, but pretty much, and it's not because I'm tired, but I fall asleep like almost immediately. It's the strangest thing. I never used to do this. I don't know if it's the energy of what's going on out there in the world that's affecting me. You know, I'm very sensitive. I didn't know if you had any suggestions.
One thing, I sort of start from the angle looking what the body, the physical body needs. What is going on in the life? How much pressure is the body under that it just wants to go to sleep? It's almost like finding out why it wants to check out. Why it just wants to fall deep into the delta brainwave state and sleep.
Okay.
So pondering and reflecting of what is there going on in my life, which makes me want to check out. And then checking in slowly and finding, feeling, or using your senses, your intuition to what fears, maybe subconscious fears, are coming up, which I don't want to consciously acknowledge. And then using also these techniques when this fear is there to go into heart congruence, to use this technique to acknowledge it. And then when it coming down from the anxiety-driven state into the normal breathing, the logical state, and then connecting to the heart. And once we acknowledge a fear, it is easier. We are observing it. We create the distance, and we can work our way through it. It's not this scary thing anymore.
Right.
And that, yes. And that is also the mind starting point, working with fear and clearing out subconscious fear with these techniques so that we come easily back into our alignment. And that's what we teach in the Initiate program.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it helps a little bit to sort of at a starting point of trying to figure out why this is happening.
And why the body just wants to sleep.
Right.
Why it doesn't want to go into that slight meditative state.
Right. Yeah,
Mm.
I'll look, I'll now, I'm glad you said something because I didn't even think of that. So now that sort of gives me a starting point of how to um,
Mm.
try to figure out why it's happening.
Yes, and then we are on our journey of discovering and
Right.
self-development, self-empowering, and yes, we are finding our way back. Thank you,
Yeah.
Andrea.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to tell you that there is a second webinar in this series. And in the second webinar, it's called The Science of Intuition. And here we talk about the electromagnetic fields we create and how we connect deeper to intuition, how we are going into the heart field. And also the research done by the Heart Math Institute in America, that everything has an electromagnetic field. And we are fields within fields within fields. And the biggest field is the field of oneness, or our divine matrix, or whatever word feels best for you. And in the science of intuition, we go there, look at it, and then experience how we bring our heart congruence meditation to connect to the field of oneness, to make this connection. And then as a key is that where we can access our non-local intuition. And that webinar is in 2 weeks at the same time. And this webinar series also is the lead up to the invitation to join a 10-week online course called Awaken Your Intuitive Intelligence. And in this online course, I teach the Initiate program. It goes over 10 weeks. We have 3 lessons, a revision week, another 3 lessons, a revision, second revision week, and then we finish the course. And the course has a lecture and a tutorial per week. And they are in different time zones to cater for our worldwide audience. So there will be one around this time, and then one 12 hours later in the evening. And this program starts on the 3rd of June to the 10th of August. And with these programs, you can join and apply for the interviews for the 3rd level training of the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence. And you find all the information on my website, which is listed down here. So it is my name, dorismounsey.com. And also, if you like to contact me via email, it is doris@dorismounsey.com. Now, let's experience the Heart-Congruence meditation again with awareness. So you know the steps now, and we go in and we know now what we are doing. So let's start this beautiful experience. If you listen to that later, make sure you can close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Now here, let's experience heart congruence again. Practice it with awareness, connecting to your seat, feeling your sit bones connected, feeling the soles of your feet connected to the earth. And from here, awareness is at the base of the spine, and we gently lift vertebrae by vertebrae, aligning to our natural curve, letting the shoulders come down, letting the whole day flow off the shoulders, and then bringing the chin slightly in, to align the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Finding your perfect meditation alignment, energy flow alignment. And from here we come to the next step, our breath. And here we take 3 big breaths in. And if you design your own heart congruence, you play around, you find the best state for you. So let's breathe in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. Invitation to hold. And then let it go out with an audible sigh. For the second breath, bringing it in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. Hold. And then release with an audible sigh. Last deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible. Hold. And release. Now finding your own breath rhythm. Into the tummy and out again. Your speed, your tempo, your rhythm. And if it feels good, slowing the breath down, signaling the nervous system now it is safe to go into relaxed mode. Now we bring in our connection, placing the fingers or the palm of the hand over the physical heart area, signaling the body that our intention to go deeper. Bringing the breath into the space between the hand and the heart. Connecting our breath to our sacred heart space. And now we come to step 3. We choose a high vibrational word like gratitude, compassion, appreciation, freedom, joy, or divine love. And we're placing this word into our heart space. Here, now we focus on the feeling of gratitude, how gratitude feels inside the heart. And when we have this feeling state of gratitude, we imagine we have a beautiful volume control on that feeling, and we are dialing up this feeling to expand, to fill our whole heart area. Gracefully, easily expanding, filling the whole rib cage, flowing down, expanding into our trunk, our organs. With the next breath, easily gracefully expanding down the legs, the upper legs, the knees, lower legs, into our feet. And with the next breath, we expand the feeling of gratitude to the base of the spine. And from here, we're coming upwards, the sacrum, the lower back, the middle back, upper back, shoulders. Easily, gracefully with the next breath, filling the arms, the upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, hands, with a beautiful feeling state of gratitude. Now coming up to the head, the face, the skull, the brain, the whole body now. Every cell, every muscle is now vibrating with a feeling state of gratitude. And we hold this feeling state now for a minute of silence. And I invite you now to deepen your breath. Feel your breath entering your tummy. Connecting the senses, coming back into the chair, to the sounds around you. Letting the hands drop into the lap. And then, when you're ready, open your eyes. And we are back in this beautiful state of heart congruence. And coming out of it, I always can feel that I can observe the calmness inside me. I can observe my alpha brainwave state. I'm here. My senses are finely tuned. And that's why I love to come back to that state over and over again. And also it works for me because it gives me a structure. There are 5 steps and I go in and I come out. Oh, thank you for attending this webinar with me. And I'm still here to answer any questions. How are you feeling after this heart congruence, Andrea?
Very, very relaxed. It feels great. I've been doing something like this usually at night before I go to sleep. I disconnect within. I didn't call it, heart congruence, but now I've realized I've actually been doing that. Maybe not those specific steps, but something very similar. So it was great. I loved it.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, and I love analyzing the science behind it and saying, this is happening in our body to experience that.
Right.
I will stop the recording here.
I was just going to say thank you, Doris. So
Oh,
I'm actually doing the
hi,
third.
Helen.
Hello. I'm doing the third level at the moment with Ricky, and so I do the exercise regularly, but I really like how you broke down the steps and the importance of going through each step with that intention. So firstly going to the breath, and then witnessing, and then moving into that state. So really, really powerful presentation.
Oh, thank you very much, Helen.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here today. Oh,
Thank you.
it is such a good feeling.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you very
might
much.
see you again in a fortnight. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.